Depression is a severe illness that affects a large number of people around the world. Unfortunately, many depressed people are unaware of their condition. It is essential to look for signs of depression. Although it is normal for a person to be sad throughout their life, it is necessary to keep an eye on the grief that is intense and does not go away for a long time. The severity of depression varies from person to person. In cases where the depression is severe, it is best to consult a doctor. The early stages of depression are essential. Most people quietly suffer from depression and are never diagnosed, while some live without it and seek treatment without hope. We all get depressed sometimes but recover over time. However, sadness is a part of life. Not all of us get along well. Drug-free depression treatment. There are many treatments for depression. Even after taking drugs or antidepressants, many people suffer from significant depression. So, if not medicine, what can a person do to reduce symptoms and treat depression? Experts have come up with many drug-free treatments for depression. Here are some of them. Workout. Many people believe that a chemical imbalance causes stress in the brain. Exercising keeps you physically active and thus increases the amount of blood flow to the brain. As a result, it helps treat depression and makes you feel better. So exercising is a drug-free way to treat depression if it is mild or moderate. Enough sleep. If you have a habit of not being able to sleep, you will face mental health problems such as depression. To reduce your symptoms of depression, such as fatigue, you must get enough rest. Getting a good night's sleep can help you cope better with daily stress. Express it. Another way to deal with depression is to talk about it. Keeping your thoughts stuck inside can be very toxic and adverse. You will find that you can improve yourself by talking to people who care about you or have the same problems. You can circle a few people you trust and communicate your issues to them regularly. TMS transcranial magnetic stimulation is an FDA-approved treatment method used to relieve the symptoms of depression. This treatment uses magnetic fields and magnetic pulses to awaken or stimulate specific areas in the brain that are responsible for managing a person's mood. TMS is a very safe procedure that is performed without the use of anesthesia. It means that when the doctor performs this procedure, you are fully aware. There are no severe side effects associated with using TMS for depression. A person may experience a mild headache after performing the procedure. The procedure takes about 40 minutes and can be repeated more than once a week, depending on your needs. There are many success stories associated with this particular method. So, if you are depressed or know someone in distress, make sure you include all these drug-free ways to seek help and feel better. What reasons are causing you depression? Neurotic. Simply put, you're upset. At a party, you may be on your own, lost in thought, thinking about what you could have said or done in the past year to change your whole situation. Think about the past, the present, and the future. You may look at others and try to figure out how they still manage to smile. You want to stop thinking, but you just don't know how to do it. When you are always anxious, you complicate matters, and yet there is no solution. Then it becomes an addiction. The next thing you know about it, you start questioning people's thoughts, their reactions, and then you desecrate your caste. You may have heard the saying, anxiety is useless, although it is not entirely useless because it is okay to worry about things. It shows that you are a contentious person and are willing to work out a solution. But you have to learn to let go and sometimes relax. Anxiety can lead to depression. Perfectionist. You notice that there is a tingle in your clothes when ironing and it irritates you so much unless you straighten it. This one spot on the plate just hits you so hard you can't ignore it. If it doesn't go as planned, you leave immediately. You may be a DIY type of person. Your touch makes it perfect. You like to order so much that the second chaos can upset you. Even in trivial matters, you can sometimes put a lot of pressure on yourself. While walking can be a good advantage, it can be very frustrating, as you keep raising expectations from people, food, the environment, and your lifestyle. Negative thinking patterns often leave people feeling overwhelmed. It's hard to be optimistic. You immediately think of a million ways that it can go wrong. Maybe you have a good idea, and as soon as it pops up, you quickly just start thinking, no one will buy it, it's not that good. Can you see the link? Are you a neurotic, perfectionist, and maybe frustrated? Life is full of uncertainties, and approaching life with such a mental frame is not only detrimental to the psyche but also the good as a whole. You have to learn to change the way you think. You can start by confirming to yourself how much you must be positive right away. Spreads try to meditate, take time to be alone, and try to calm your racing thoughts. Under pressure, you may be under pressure from work, school, or trying to live up to the expectations of friends and family. You may be having a hard time finding a job, social, and family life. The pressure of it all can leave a feeling of cheapness and frustration. Here is what you can do. Make it a habit to follow whatever routine you set for yourself. As human beings, when we perform better, we set a goal of what we want to do. You can set a goal for the next minute and make sure. Managing stress can help prevent many mental illnesses. Decision-making: when it comes to talking and making decisions, you always lose the cat. You may be scared to take this terrible step. Every moment of our lives requires us to take action, from waking up, to bathing, to working, to the stage where we make essential living decisions. Excessive vomiting will cause you a lot of delays, and it can make you feel incomplete. It can make it challenging to get this monkey on your back. Impatient: our minds work in ways that want everything to be in one turn. We can sometimes be anxious about situations like this when it takes longer than usual to set it up, and it breaks us down. You must first understand that everything happens after the process. You did not start speaking in one day. It took you many years to grow up. Everything happens in stages. Get rid of the illusion that things should get better as soon as possible. The universe does not follow your will, and you have no control over how things happen. You just have control over how they affect you. Good things take time. Patience helps you cope better with uncertainty. Highly sensitive: are you the type who is easily offended, feels emotions genuinely, is restless in large crowds, and is quick to understand that justice is being done to them? Then you can be very sensitive. For highly sensitive people, dealing with depression is more difficult, especially with someone who is traumatized. Traumatized thoughts can cause grief for a person. Know that it is okay to give it up. Expect trouble, it will heal you. Also, make sure you get to the root of the trauma, find out what is causing your pain. It's as easy as asking, "Why am I depressed?" Or, "How did I get here?" Otherwise, you would be always sad and forget to heal. Wishes: sometimes, it's a picture of how perfect it should be, where we should be, which hurts us. As human beings, we are targeted and satisfied only when our long-held dreams come true. But sometimes, we have very unrealistic expectations, and they make us sad. For example, Lamborghini wants to be the latest owner of Murcielago, and your income can't afford a scooter. Then you start criticizing your failure to buy Lamborghini. You want to cut your coat to your size and keep things out of your reach. Just try to appreciate the little things, and be content with what you have. Signs that you are falling into depression: depressive disorder or clinical depression, is a state of low mood and aversion to activity that can affect a person's behavior, feelings, and sense of well-being. It causes severe symptoms that change the way you feel, think, and handle your daily activities. Most people feel restless or depressed at times due to their life circumstances. However, a constant state of stress can lead to aggravation. According to research, an estimated 19 million American adults are living with major depression. However, you do not need to use antidepressant drugs. Feeling several of the following for at least 2 weeks may indicate depression. Social activities: you don't care much about social activities, your hobbies, and everything in your life. Nothing makes you happy or happy. Feeling of helplessness: feel like nothing will give. Nothing will ever get better, and all hope is gone. The horrible situation makes it seem like you have to stay here, and there is nothing you can do to improve the situation. Your false perception: you continuously criticize perceived errors and past mistakes. You do not value yourself and feel that you are responsible for the position you are in. Loss of energy: doing even the smallest things can be exhausting. Feeling tired and physically exhausted can often indicate depression. The daily activities you engage in now take longer to complete due to fatigue. Problems to focus. Focusing on and engaging with your environment starts to become a problem. It can lead to trouble in making decisions and remembering things. Lack of concentration can lead to withdrawal in a depressed person.